Hey guys, welcome back to Jenna's Reading Corner. I hope you guys are having a great day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Today we will be reading Mickey's Christmas Carol, based on Charles Dickens' classic story. And it is by the Walt Disney Productions, Mickey's Christmas Carol. One snowy winter day inside miserly Ebenezer Scrooge's counting house, a cold and weary Bob Cratchit looked up from his ledgers. "Mr. Scrooge, tomorrow is Christmas, and I was wondering if I could have half a day of?" "Well, I suppose so, but I'll dock you half a day's pay." Scrooge flipped through his account book gleefully. He. Money, money, money. Suddenly there was a knock at the door. It was Scrooge's cheery nephew, Fred. "Merry Christmas, Uncle Scrooge." "Bah, humbug. 'Tis a work day ye now." Come on. I've come to invite you to Christmas dinner." "Oh, I suppose you're going to have a plump goose with chestnut dressing. And will ye have plum pudding and lemon sauce with roast squab and pickled raisins?" Yes, will you come?" "Are you daft, man? You know I can't eat that stuff. Out!" Bob Cratchit spoke up timidly. "But, sir, Master Fred has brought us a Christmas wreath. May I hang it on our door?" "You do, and I'll hang one on you." Fred handed his uncle the gift. "Merry Christmas." But Scrooge jammed the wreath down over his nephew's head. "And a bah humbug to you." It was clear Ebenezer Scrooge was not fond of Christmas. Once again, Scrooge returned to his ledger, mumbling about money, when there was another knock at the door. Two men stood shivering from the cold. "Sir, we are soliciting funds for the indigent and destitute." "For the what?" "We're collecting for the poor." Scrooge smiled, jingling the coins in his pocket. "Oh, well, you realize if ye give money to the poor, then we won't be poor any more, will they?" "And if they're not poor anymore, then you won't have to raise money for them anymore." "Well, I suppose." "And if you don't have to raise money for them anymore, then you would be out of a job. Oh, please, gentlemen, don't ask me to put you out of a job, not on Christmas Eve." "Oh, we wouldn't do that, Mr. Scrooge." "All right, both of you, out." Scrooge chased the men out into the snow and slammed the door. "That's the world coming to Cratchit. You work all your life to get money, and people want you to give it away." After closing time, Scrooge walked through the crowded streets, taking no notice of the merry people rushing home to their loved ones. When he arrived at his gloomy house, the door knocker took on the face of his late partner, Jacob Marley. Scrooge touched the knocker. "Ow!" Scrooge stumbled back. "No, that can't be. Door knockers don't speak. It's simply a figment of my imagination. It's a fignation of my fagum." Horrified, Scrooge rushed upstairs to his bedroom, bolting the door behind him. But the ghost of Jacob Marley passed right through the door, dragging his heavy chains. A cold chill ran through Scrooge's body. His teeth began to chatter. His knees began to knock. His eyes popped. Marley blinked. "Now that you've finished the number, I'd like to talk to you. Tonight you will be visited by 3 spirits." "Ghosts?" "Listen to them." Do what they say, or your chains will be heavier than mine. Then Marley quietly left. Scrooge tossed and turned fearfully in his sleep. Suddenly he awoke. There, perched atop the nightstand, was a tiny figure. I'm the ghost of Christmas past. Come on, Scrooge. It's time to go. The bedroom window opened magically. I'm not going out there. I'll fall. Just hold on. We're going to visit your past. And with that, the two flew out over the darkened city. They stopped outside a familiar window. Scrooge saw a vision of a young man dancing at a party. That's me, the spirit nodded. Yes, that was before you became a miserable miser consumed by greed. There's lovely Isabel. I remember how much I was in love with her. With the snap of his fingers, the ghost of Christmas past brought them to Scrooge's old counting house. Young Scrooge was busy fiddling with his books as Isabel meekly approached his desk. 9,972. 9 thou Ebenezer. For years, I have had this honeymoon cottage. Ebenezer, I've been waiting for you to keep your promise to marry me. Now I must know, have you made your decision? I have. Your last payment on the cottage was 7 minutes late. I'm foreclosing the mortgage. Scrooge could no longer bear these memories. Please, Spirit, take me home. Remember, Scrooge, you loved your gold more than that precious creature, and you lost her forever. You fashioned these memories yourself. In a flash, Scrooge was back in his cold bed. He had just convinced himself that the whole thing was nothing but a nightmare, when a huge shadow fell across the bed, revealing a giant of a man. I am the spirit, a Christmas present. I have filled the room with all of the good things that you withheld from your fellow man. Look. Scrooge's beady eyes glistened as all manner of exotic foods spilled out of a horn of plenty. Suckling pigs, fruit cakes, mince pies, and a prune Danish to go. But when Scrooge reached for a corned beef on rye, the giant stopped him. We have no time for that now. We have a long way to travel, and we must fly. Take hold of my robe. Not back there, unless you want to fly toward it, tourist. In an instant, they were at the meadow of Bob Cratchit's humble cottage. Scrooge watched as the family gathered around the dinner table. Happy Tiny Tim Cratchit leaned on his little crutch and watched his father serve a scrawny holiday turkey. Scrooge scratched his head. What is Cratchit doing? Carving a cannery. What would you expect with the meager wage you bestow upon him? 2 shillings a day. The house was filled with joy as Bob began dinner. Let's not forget the man who made this glorious feast possible, Mr. Ebenezer Scrooge. What do you say, Tiny Tim? I say thank you, Mr. Scrooge, and God bless us, everyone. Ebenezer turned to the spirit, but the giant had disappeared. In his place stood the ghost of Christmas future. Shrouded in black robes, the scene changed, and the Cratchit cottage now looked sad and dreary. As Scrooge looked into the future, he saw that the chair on Bob's left was empty. Tiny Tim was gone. Scrooge shuddered. Spirit of the future, what does this mean? No, I don't want this to be. I want a Tiny Tim to get well. That sweet darling boy. The spirit turned his back on Scrooge, and with the broad sweep of his robe, he delivered Ebenezer to a windswept cemetery. The ghost pointed towards two grave diggers who were engaged in their ghoulish occupation. One of the grave diggers tossed a last shovel full of dirt. That does it. Tam, you're down tight, Charlie. You know, Harold, I never saw a funeral like this one. Right? There was nobody about. No mourners, no friends, no one to shed a tear or bid him farewell. Scrooge stepped closer. Spirit, whose lonely grave is this? Why, yours, Ebenezer. The richest man in the cemetery. Ha, ha, ha. Scrooge slipped and stumbled into the grave. Oh, no, I don't want my life to end this way. I want another chance. Spirit, I'll change my ways. I'll change. Suddenly, Scrooge woke up. I'm back in my own bed. It must be it is. It's Christmas morning. Yes, I could be a new man. I will honor Christmas in my heart and keep it all the year. He flung open the windows and shouted into the street with joy. Merry Christmas, everybody! What a glorious Christmas morning! By chance, Scrooge noticed the two men who had been collecting for the poor. He dug into his bag of coins. Well, bless me! Good morning, gentlemen. I've something for ye. Here ye are, 100 gold pieces, and not a penny more. Yea, he. The two could hardly believe their eyes. Oh, thank you, Mr. Scrooge, and a Merry Christmas to you. The Cratchit family was astonished to see Mr. Scrooge at the door of their cottage. His arms were laden with gifts and a plump turkey. Ha, 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 yes, it's Mr. Scrooge, and I've brought Christmas presents for you and all the children. Bob Cratchit was almost speechless. But, Mr. Scrooge, I don't understand. What do you mean, you don't understand? Why, only yesterday you told me Christmas is a time for giving. Well, now I'll tell you what Christmas is. 'Tis a time that once a year men and women seem by one consent to open their shut-up hearts freely and celebrate the joy of the season. Look at how big their turkey is now. Scrooge had learned a lesson that he would never forget. Let it be said that no one will ever keep Christmas as well as Ebenezer Scrooge. I hope you guys enjoyed Mickey's Christmas Carol. I hope you guys have a great day, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye!